Joining us here at Vauxhall Road, home of Hemel Hempstead, Mike Cook. Mike, a 2-0 win on the road today for Chippenham, and I think we could probably agree that one of the more complete performances we've put in over the last sort of few months.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think just looking at the stats then, I think they couldn't have really moaned too much about it being sort of 5-0. I think it was we were that convinced, and I think had one kicked off the line in the first sort of 10 minutes, and then we've had two that's hit the post from Pars and Anksy. And we've just had a couple of clear through chances that we just didn't manage to get them home. But I think from a performance point of view, that was as good as last week, and we just managed to get that second goal, which calmed everybody down as well, which is great.
Of course, slightly worrying signs for yourself, Mike, when you released the team sheet this afternoon. I'm sure you were obviously in the back of your mind a little bit. No Aguiar, no Parsons. Yeah. It looked very sort of different from what we've sort of come to know over the last couple of games, where they've really been standout performers. It must have been playing on your mind a little bit coming onto the pitch today, but it seems that everyone who deputised has done a fantastic job.
Yeah, they have, because Ricky was brought in to replace Anksy in that sort of top of the diamond for us, and since he's come in, he's been absolutely fantastic, as has Pars as the centre forward. But I think it was just a natural change for us to go back to Anksy, stick him up there, linking up with Ola. Today was fantastic. I thought Griff done well actually until he decided to leave the pitch, and I think everybody to a man was a real credit to the club today.
Perfect, and we'll go to the breakout moments. Obviously we've alluded to Griff there, but starting first and foremost with his goal, very, very good work from the boys. I think Ola slipped him through either needle sort of style football really, a very, very pinpoint through ball, and Dan's gone one-on-one with the keeper and really showed his quality there in the finish. Yeah,
it did, and Ola's shown great maturity to look up and see him. We do work on that in training all the time, so when you get three at the back, like we've played against that system, three at the back, the transition is so important for us, and we've got to get all the kids to buy into that. We've got 4 of the other kids are on the bench today as well. Bit of a pity that we couldn't get them on a little bit sooner, but we were just hanging on until that second goal, so I didn't really want to change things too much. But I just thought, great maturity from him, great finish by Griff. I thought his link-up play was really good today, Griff as well, with Ola, and he'll be a miss for the next sort of 3 games, but he's got to learn that he's not got to do that. As soon as you start raising your head or your hands or whatever it is, you're gonna have to pay the consequences. And no problems with the refereeing and the linesmen again. I thought they were good this week again.
Yeah, and I think obviously maturity there being the buzzword. I think as a manager who's been around the game for a long time, I think we'll get your opinion, of course, on that. I think we've kind of heard a little bit of your sort of preeminent thoughts there on what's happened. For those who are listening who may not have sort of seen already at home today, that what's happened are coming together in the challenge, and it seems as if the players tried to get a reaction out of Griff, and he certainly got it, and the referee has obviously seen what's happened and he's taken action. It almost looked as if Hemel came out after 45 minutes with something in mind, not in terms of taking the game to a particularly nasty level, but they certainly didn't look over 45 like they could compete with you on a footballing standpoint, and I think that's just a little bit of naivety from Griff there, isn't it, to go and really give them what they needed at that time.
Yeah, and I think the 6 is a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's fouling Griff all afternoon, and you've just got to be a little bit better and stand up to that and maybe laugh at their face and walk off. That would be the sensible thing to do in the heat of the moment, and with emotions running high. Griff's only 20, and hopefully I'll learn by that. And I'm just a bit disappointed for him, because he played really well today up until that point, and all the coaching and everything he's been listening to, and what he's done off his own back, all his little sessions that he's done, and working with the academy as well on his days off. So credit to him, but he's got to learn from what he's done today, really.
So we'll move to happier notes. The game after sort of a brief sort of 5-10 minute spell after the sending off, Hemel looked to try and press Chippenham a little bit. Didn't really look like it was going to make much difference. I think Will Henry maybe touched the ball once or twice in that period, and we looked very, very comfortable at the back. And then they've gone and really sort of solved your own problem, haven't they, Mike? They've kind of gone and levelled it up. I think the same player, is it? I think it was the number 20, wasn't it? I think it was Josh Nemhard who got sent off for two bookables. seemed fairly standard, and after that it just looked like it was only really going to be one winner. And as we broke down, we hit the post with Haas, we hit the post with Hanks, and we were joking that the only thing we hadn't hit is the back of the net. And then Alfie Santos, that man again, he's been brought back in from a little bit of work with the 23s, and you've shown great faith in Alfie. He's come back in and rewarded you with his second goal in as many games.
Yeah, I mean the thing with Alfie is that when he came pre-season, we thought he played really well. We then thought he dropped off a little bit. He needed to be taken out of the team. He's listened to what we've said about team shape when we're in possession and out of possession, and credit to him. He's cracked on with it. He's got his head down. He's been a credit over the last sort of month, 6 weeks, because it's the deal was, if you work hard and you get back into the team, you've got to keep your place. And at the moment he's doing that, and we're getting performances and we're getting results as well, which is nice. So I'm pleased for the team as well, because they all appreciate him as a player, and that what he gives you with the ball is at times incredible, and he can really be a crowd pleaser. But also today, I thought without the ball he was fantastic today.
Yeah, I think anyone of 11 really could have been sort of staking a claim for higher praise from managers, supporters, directors, and the likes that are here today. I think it was a very sort of interesting conversation at the end of the game about who would scoop up the Man of the Match award. I think I think the Twitter guys gave it to Alfie. I think the supporters and directors behind the goal gave it to Ola. I think there were certain people in the crowd that thought that any one of the back four could have picked it up. It was just a complete team performance from you boys today.
Yeah, it was, I thought. And although the back four did well today, they were never really under pressure. They just soaked it up and made it look nice and cool and calm when we were on the ball as well. And the way we played out sometimes was very good. We've been excellent on AstroTurf so far this season. I think that means we've only lost one away game all season, so the away form's really, really good at the moment. If we can continue that at home like we have just started off over the last month, then all good to us. It was a tricky month when you look at that on paper, but already we've probably got as many points as what we thought would be a real stretch to get. So we should be confident going into the Bath game.
Well, we stood there, you and I, after the game against Uxbridge, and it was almost a sort of deflated kind of atmosphere, looking ahead at December, thinking, Jesus, Dorking first, Oxford second, coming away here, which is, despite their standing, no easy feat. And then games against Bath and Hungerford. December, I think most people would have looked at and maybe picked between 7 and 9 points as potentially overachieving, looking on paper as to what we're doing. I don't think anyone really could have predicted the last 3 games. A 4-1 at Dorking, a 1-1 that arguably should have been more at Oxford, who proceeded to go top of the league in the week, and then coming here as well today in a fairly comfortable performance. From what we saw in the first game, where they looked like they might be able to get at us and give us a little bit of trouble, they never once today looked like they could do that. And moving ahead now into, I'm sure, yours, the boys, the supporters' biggest game of the season at home, Bath City, them sort of almost on the ropes. They went down to a 3-0 at Ebbsfleet today, and they're not in a great run of form. This has got to really fill you with confidence that you're going to be going in there as potentially favourites for the first time in a long time in a Bath derby.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know about favourites, but Ebbsfleet can make anybody look not very good, as we found out, to our cost. But I just think we've got to treat them with the respect that they deserve, and we've got to keep our heads. I think we've got 1 or 2 in the team that this is they've never played in front of a crowd that's going to be there on Boxing Day, and when it's been some low points over the last 6 weeks with either results or getting the budget cut, the thing that's kept me going personally is I've been really looking forward to that Bath game on Boxing Day, and it's like I want to be there. I want all the lads to sample it. I want all the supporters coming out, getting right behind us. And even with the away support today, I think there was probably about 14-15 of them. That it was great to hear that, and just a little bit of motivation for the players to make that run back or forward, whatever it is, makes a massive difference to us.
Super. And obviously this now puts to bed the National League until Christmas. I know it's obviously a very quick turnaround before Boxing Day, and it's going to be quite an interesting one. Obviously having to take it a little easy on the frivolities over Christmas Day for the players. I'm sure yourself not so much. I'm sure you can sort of get down and enjoy that, but like you say, the supporters there, they've come out in good numbers, considering we've come down here with a good 15 to 20 of us that were stood behind the goal, more dotted around the ground. A lot of people obviously listening at home today. We had the radio coverage here, and I think it peaked at some 68 listeners. So there's supporter interaction seems to be getting there a little bit. And I suppose really as the leader of the ship, so to speak, have you got a nice little Christmas message for those guys, and maybe a little bit of a kind of a come and see us down at Bath?
I can only apologise when we haven't done so well at home, but honestly we've been absolutely fantastic away, and we've just turned that corner I think at home, and if we play like that like we've done today, we won't be far off it. We've got to try and aim for that top 10. We're probably punching a little bit above our weight at the moment, but it's pleasing with all the changes that it hasn't affected us too much at the moment, and that's down to the lads with their team spirit, and Oski and Maka and Gary Organ. They've all helped out, and Phil, the analysis guy, has been tremendous. Anton, the physio, it's like a war zone in there at the moment, with people getting strapped up for ankles and knees and whatnot. The good thing is we should have Ricky back, and we should have Harry Parsons back for the Boxing Day game, because obviously we're going to lose Griff as well. So hopefully we'll try and see if we can get somebody else in, but locally with the clubs to try and help us, they've got trouble with COVID, so it's going to be tough to do that, but we're going to give it a go, see what happens.
Certainly. Well, all signs point to good heading into the Boxing Day fixture. It's another win on the road for us today. That's 7 points in the last 3 games. It's almost perfection, and to be honest, Mike, I think anyone who's here today can certainly see that this is one of the strongest performances we've put in, and leading into that game it can only be a good thing. Mike, we're going to let you go and crack on with your post-match celebrations with your players. You've well earned it, mate. From all of us here at Blue Army TV, from all of Chippenham, and we wish you a Merry Christmas. Have a great time, and we'll see you on Boxing Day, fella.
Great, thanks.
Top man.